Hey, what's up everyone? It's Jess. Welcome back for another video. I am back and I am blonde. I did take a couple of weeks off, but y'all wouldn't know that because I pre-filmed for you guys. So anywho, today we are going to be doing some random planting projects. We are finally supposed to be consistently in the 90s this week, and I definitely have some things I need to get into the ground. Some of them I got on clearance, some of them I did not, and I've already pre-dug most of the holes just because, again, it's hot, it's humid, and I'm trying to make this easier for myself. So with that said, let's go ahead and get right to work. Alright, so starting right up here at my front porch, you guys can see we are breaking down the horde of plants I had up here that still need to get in the ground. So we'll start off with this one right here. This is actually a hydrangea called Popstar. I was really trying to find some more of the top fun that I showed in my video when I was shopping. Y'all, they are sold out everywhere. So this is the closest I could find. I found this one at Greensboro Shrub in my area, and I'm so excited to get this one planted. Behind it, I did pick up two more of the Brunner that you guys see I planted here. They're called Frostbites. I have two that I want to plant in my shade garden. Also this Heuchera right here. This is Black Forest Cake. Definitely needs some water and it's ready to get out of its can. So we definitely did plant this trio as well. And then I may or may not plant one of my Eclipse hydrangeas. These are the two that I got on clearance from Walmart for $7 each. You guys saw that I cut these back in my video previously. Look! All the new growth pushing out on both of them. So I don't know. I haven't decided where I want these to go exactly, but I kind of have an idea. And then over here I have some clearance plants that I purchased from both Lowe's and Home Depot. This one on the end is a Banana Cream 2 Daisy that I purchased from Lowe's for half off. And then these three are all foxgloves that I got for $4.50 each. Here is the proof, because some of y'all don't be believing me that Home Depot does clearance their plants. They do, you just have to catch it when they do it. So I know where two of these are going to go. I'm not sure where the third one is going as of yet, but we're definitely going to get these in the ground and cleaned up. And then also over here in my gigantic plant hoard, I think I want to go ahead and plant my Gara that I got on clearance as well. I have two of them from Lowe's. So let's go ahead and get right into planting. All right, so as you guys can see, the sun is already starting to move on this side of the house. So luckily, I have already pre-dug the holes for what's going in this garden. So I want to plant two of my foxgloves right tucked in the back. You guys did see that I kind of reconfigured my hydrangeas earlier this spring. So they are planted in a zigzag. And I have two holes right where the zigzag kind of bends inward. So I did dig two holes. I have one here and one there. So I think the foxgloves will be really pretty back there. I know foxgloves are very unpredictable and they only bloom, I think, like twice. Some of them are biannual, some of them are perennial, some of them are just annual. So I have no clue what I purchased. We'll have to look at the tag, but I think they'll be really pretty tucked in back there. I also have two more clematis that I want to get. You go, oh, y'all, I get so distracted. Look at my little praying mantis. Where you going? You're supposed to be on a plant protecting them. Okay, I'm gonna let you be. But anywho, I did get two more clematis. Actually, I have three, but I have two more that I want to plant on each trellis so that they can be nice and full next year. And then, I don't know, y'all. I kind of have a bit of a hole back here until this tree fills in. I could do a foxglove back there just until this tree starts to put on more size. I think I want to do it. Let me go ahead and dig the hole first while we've got some shade. Then we can just pop them in the ground. All right, so I definitely think I want to start with the clematis first because as you guys can see, sun is literally creeping over to my trellis. So I want to plant this one on the right. This one is called Boulevard. It is a group 2. And then this one on the right blooms purple. This one is called Bernadine. So I think I want to do the pink on the left side because I have another pink one called Yuan on that one. And then I've got a purple one planted on Bernadine. So I think if the two intertwine, you won't really be able to tell the difference. Hopefully they bloom at different times. As you guys can see, this one is in bloom right now. Yuan has already bloomed for me. So I don't know. We'll see. But let's go ahead and get them in the ground. Y'all, most of this is all brown on the inside. That is not good. Cut the trellis off. right, I got one cleaned up. I'm not sure how I'm gonna be able to film me actually getting this in the ground. I'll just show y'all what it looks like in the end because there's kind of no way I can get the camera back there. All right, got the first one planted. Let's work on the second one here. All right, so I should be able to show you guys what I'm doing here. So this hole right here is going to be for the foxglove. This I did dig out to the yuan, so we're going to plant the yuan and the boulevard together in this hole, and then I dug another hole for my last foxglove. So let's go ahead and get them in the ground. Y'all, it is so humid out here, but we have a nice breeze blowing, surprisingly. Anywho, I got all 3 of the foxglove planted, as well as both of the clematis, and it's looking really, really good. I'm so happy with it. Let me turn the camera around and show y'all. All right, so I know you can't see much, but y'all see the blooms back here? Okay, so I'm going to start from this side and work my way to the right. So I planted my foxglove over here behind my Taylor's Sunburst. I also got 2 clematis here. So again, this one is Yuan, this one is Boulevard, and oh my gosh, y'all, I'm so excited for next year. I also planted another foxglove here, and then a foxglove tucked in down here. And then let me swing around the back side because y'all really can't see. On this trellis, I planted both my Abilene and my Bernardine clematis. So I'm so excited for next year to see all of these grow up the trellis and bloom. I think it's going to be so stunning. So let's move on to the backyard plantings. Whew, y'all, we finished this area just in time. The breeze feels really, really nice in the shade, but in the sun, it is brutal. But look, sun is just starting to move over there. So we finished just in time. All right, now for the backyard planting. I have a vision of when you first walk in, I want you to be greeted with a gorgeous hydrangea. Of course, I want it to be a lace cap. So I was thinking the pop star, but let me turn the camera around and show you guys what issues I'm having. All right, so I'm standing at my back gate when you first walk in, and when you first walk into my backyard, I want you to be greeted with a hydrangea. I really wanted it to be a lace cap, so hence me purchasing the pop star. However, I have pre-dug the hole here, and once I dug the hole, I realized, y'all, this one gets 2 to 3 feet tall and wide. So I think as it grows, it's going to grow too far into my walkway. So I did a little bit of transplanting. I did used to have my agastache planted here, dug it out and planted it here. So now they're kind of planted in a straight line, which I think is fine. This trellis behind it is temporary, you guys. It's not going to be here permanently. I just have my mandevilla on it. The mandevilla is an annual, so this will come out and I can eventually plant something else there or reconfigure these plants next year as needed. But anywho, y'all already know I'm talking transplanting. But I was thinking Popstar can go here. That way it can fill in this entire space. And if it grows into the walkway a little bit, it's totally fine. And then I also have my Eclipse hydrangea that could go here. I also have a peony. Actually, I have 2 peonies that could go here as well. I'm not sure. Let me see the specs on the peony that I got first. Well, I just checked the specs on both the Eclipse hydrangea as well as both of the peonies that I have. The Eclipse hydrangea says it gets about 3 to 5 feet tall and wide, y'all. So that definitely cannot go in this first hole. And then the peony grows about 30 to 32 inches. They're both kind of too big for the space, but I think as they're babies, it'll be fine. And then we can just transplant them as needed. Y'all know, I'm the moving queen. So let's go ahead and get the Popstar planted first, and then we'll figure out the other 2. Whew, y'all, I may have underestimated the amount of time that we have. I can see the sun is already starting to peek over my neighbor's house. Let's make this quick. Wow, y'all, the root ball on this is way smaller than I thought it was going to be, which is perfect because I do have my drain running through this area. So I do have to mount it up quite a bit, but I think this works out perfect. Ooh, y'all, I love her there. I think she's going to be so pretty. Yes, she is going to grow into my arborvitae. With the back side of her, I can just keep trimmed, and she literally is 2 feet away from the edge of my border. I think that's perfect. Okay, so now I need to figure out what's going in this hole. I have 2 peonies, and this is so hard, y'all. I have no idea how big my other peony grows. All right, y'all, so I think I finally got my thoughts together. So I do have Agara here. This is Agara that I got on clearance from Lowe's. I actually have 2 of them. Just put it here to see if I like its texture. I do. However, I think it'll be perfect to kind of taper off the swoop, and I can put my peony in this hole here. So let me go ahead and get the peony planted, and then we can do these 2 Gara. All right, y'all, we're continuing to break down my plant hoard. It's getting smaller and smaller. Okay, so earlier this spring when I did my trenching project, I did dig up my peony and plant it into this pot temporarily. Pot is now full of weeds, as you guys can see. So I'm going to go ahead and get the peony out of the pot. We'll get the pot cleaned out, and then I can finally plant my hydrangea in the pot. Let's do it. Right, hydrangea done, peony done. I love both of them here. I'm thinking Agara here and there. That will taper off my curve, and I think it'll fill in perfectly. Actually, I might just do 1 Gara over there, and then I can taper off 1 right here on the corner. What do y'all think? Let me step back. Oh gosh, here come the sun glares. Okay, so I'm thinking Gara right there, and then Gara right here on the end. Let's go ahead and do it. We can always move things later. All right, y'all, finished just in time. The sun is just getting ready to start to hit this area, but I'm really happy with all the placement. I'm going to go ahead and water everything in really quickly, and then I'll mulch it.
I swear that's Run a J.
All right, plants are all planted in the ground and watered in. Let me really quickly give you guys a tour because the sun has officially hit this section and it's so pretty. So first, when you first walk into my gate, you will be greeted by this gorgeous Gara here. Beside the Gara, I did plant my peony. This is the one that I dug up out of my pot. This one is called First Arrival. It does bloom early spring, a really pretty light pink flower. And then for the remainder of the season, we'll be looking at this gorgeous green foliage. Like, look at this, y'all. I love the shape of the leaves. I love the dark green color, and this peony in particular, I actually really love the seed heads as well. So I decide to leave them on each year. It does not take away from my plant reblooming. I do get blooms every year. So to kind of walk you guys through my thought process on this green bush here, because I don't want that to be your focal point, I do plan on coming in with a nice paver border lining my pathway, and I'll still have some room to come in with some pretty annuals right along the front. So we'll have some pretty blooms and not just a green bush when you first walk in. So behind that is going to be my focal. This one is called Popstar. It is by Endless Summer. It's a reblooming mountain hydrangea. So y'all know how I feel about lace cap blooms. Like, look at this, y'all. This bloom is starting to fade out, but look, y'all, if you get really close, it has some purple in it. It's so pretty. And I have 2 more buds that are forming that are still going to open. So hopefully I'll have a couple more blooms to enjoy for the rest of the season this year. It is pink right now. Y'all know that my soil is super alkaline. So we always have pink blooms. I'm hoping it comes back the same color next year because if I step back, y'all know that this is my rainbow row bed. So I want everything in this section to be pink when you first walk in. Then we'll move into the reds and oranges, the yellows and greens, and then the blues and purple as you walk down the bed. But this one right here does grow about 2 to 3 feet tall and wide. So I'm hoping over time it will fill in this entire section here. If it ends up touching plants, perfectly fine with me. That is what I want. I love my beds to be jam-packed. It helps with the weed suppression and it just looks really full. I love that look. Behind it, I have my agastache here. You guys did see that I planted this a couple videos ago. I did transplant one on the end here. So now we have just a straight line, which I kind of like it as like a border divider separating the pink section from the red and orange. But these are starting to come out of bloom. I'll insert a picture of what they look like when I first got them. They're still gorgeous right now, but they were stunning a couple of weeks ago. So I'm hoping once these blooms fade out, I can just cut it back and hopefully I'll get a second flush to carry me throughout the rest of the season. Behind that, I have my Mandevilla doing amazing. Y'all, this thing, like, look how it's wined itself around my trellis here. And it has just been blooming its head off. I'm so happy with it. Behind it, I do have a pink blooming Oriental Star Lily. So these have those really big star-shaped pink blooms. It's spent now. I did get this on clearance from Lowe's as well. So we'll enjoy that next year. Behind it, I have a hibiscus that is just starting to bud up, y'all. Look. I've got buds coming, and I had one that I thought I saw. Yeah, here we go. This one's just starting to crack open. I'm so excited about it. Ooh, y'all see this? Oh my gosh. Absolutely not. Do y'all see all those worms? Oh, and I just cleaned off my other hibiscus yesterday. Okay, we are going to go to Lowe's. I'm going to get some BT spray. This has got to get cleaned up because I want to enjoy those blooms this year. Down in front of the hibiscus, I have 2 beard's tongue. I know this one looks really small. It kind of got like, I guess, stressed when I came in and did my mulching. It was a little bit too hot. The mulch was a bit too hot for the plants, so hopefully it comes back next year. If not, we can get some more out of clearance. Y'all know how I do. But this one is called Rock Candy, Pink Rock Candy, I think. I can't remember. No, Ruby Rock Candy. So it blooms hot pink as well. And then, y'all, I did not film this for you because the sun was in the way by the time I got to planting this. But this right here is my other peony that I was considering planting. This one is called Alexander Fleming. It does bloom a pretty kind of like carnation looking bloom. It is a peony, but it looks like a carnation to me. So let's see what the stats are on this. I think this one gets... yeah, so this one gets about 36 to 48 inches tall and wide. So I'm hoping that this one will fill in this entire space, and then eventually I can move my beard's tongue, because y'all know I need my layers, okay? I can't have something short in between something tall, but it's working out for now. I think it'll fill in over the years. I'm not sure what the blooms look like because I got this one in clearance. And then last but not least, right here, I did pop in my other Gara, so I'm hoping that one will fill in this entire section as well. I did give this one a haircut, and I think this section next year is going to be so stunning. All right, so we are now in full sun. Let's move on to the shade plants. All right, so now we are back here in my shade garden. You guys have seen I've done a whole overhaul makeover earlier this spring, and everything has just been filling in so nicely. I've been loving the blooms, but y'all, next year I'm coming in with some stakes, okay? Like all of my blooms, we've had so much rain, they're laying on the ground. They're so heavy. So I know next year to come in with some stakes. But what I want to work on today is getting these heuchera and brunnera planted. I do have some heuchera dotted in throughout the bed here in the front. These are all Dolce Wildberry heucheras. And then I also have a couple guacamole in this bed as well. This one I need to move because it is starting to get scorched. I had these planted in my east side shade garden and they were getting fried, you guys. So I definitely need to move this one because it's starting to get burnt as well. Looks like these two are hitting some sun as well. So I might need to move these to the back. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's their first year back here. We'll see how they come back next year, and if they need to be transplanted, we will transplant them. Y'all already know. But y'all, look at these blooms. I am so obsessed with these blooms this year. They are so pretty. I have been treating these with soil acidifier, so I'm hoping next year they'll all be more on the blue side. Like this one apparently was like super pink, so it came out purple. But these, look you guys, like look at this. That is so pretty. Oh my gosh, I'm hoping all my blooms come out like that next year. Anywho, so what I want to do is I think I want to tuck in some of the black cake right here in the front, and then the brunnera, these take full shade. Like they can't take any sun, and as you can see, the front of this bed does get hit with some sun. So we're going to find somewhere to tuck the brunnera in the back. I'm thinking probably behind my bench because I still have some space back here. Like, y'all see? So I think they're going to go here. I also need to stake my Japanese maple. The leader has just taken off, so we definitely need to get him staked today. But let's go ahead and get the plants laid out, get them in the ground, and I'll show y'all what it looks like in the end. Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Brenner are planted. I think they are so cute. And then let me show you guys the heuchera. And then for the heuchera, I just decided to pop in 2 of the black cake here. Want to come in with another wild berry right here and then hopefully right here. So I'll have a nice drift of the purple and the dark wine foliage. And then I also moved my guacamole over here so that the last black cake could fill in the drift right here. Hoping this one right here will be okay just because this area does get a little bit of sun in the afternoon. I'm going to keep an eye on it. If not, then once I get my actual pedestal, we will come in and I'll just plant them in a swoop around that base. That base is going to be a lot wider than this one, so I don't want to move it right now. I love when I catch the hummingbird at my feeder. They're so quick, it's hard to catch them on camera. They're so cute. They're my favorite birds. But anywho, it's really starting to heat up out here. I'm thankful for working in the shade. This area feels so nice back here. But the last thing I want to do before I head in for the day, because we're supposed to be in the 90s today, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and plant the hydrangea I wanted to plant a couple days ago. We finally cleaned out the pot today, so now we can get it planted. All right, y'all, this is literally the last of the horde. It looks like a lot, but it's really not. Like, all of these are going to be going in my new beds. So what I want to plant today is this one right here. This is Let's Dance Blue Jangles. I'm not sure where I picked this one up, y'all. I cannot remember. I think I got it from my local nursery right around the corner. But anywho, I'm so excited to get this one planted. I do plan on keeping this in a pot so that I can control the pH. So I read that any of the proven winners hydrangeas that have the blue in the name, it's easier to keep them blooming blue. So let's look at the specs on this one. This one only gets about 1 to 2 feet tall and wide, which I'm excited about. I can keep it in the pot nice and easy. Hardy zones 5 through 9. And let's see, this one takes sun to part shade. So I think it'll be really nice up here on the patio. Let's go ahead and get it in the pot. All right, so first things, I am going to be putting a bunch of soil acidifier in this pot because I want the blooms to stay blue. Let that dust settle, because y'all know that stuff stinks. All right, get that mixed in nicely. I'm gonna go get some new soil to put in here. We'll get the hydrangea planted and we'll get her watered in. right, Let's Dance Blue Jangle is all planted. I know this area looks crazy, you guys. Trust me. Everything is a work in progress. We'll get it lit together. Ooh, look, y'all. She's back. So I just moved my bird feeder, and look. I think I want to get another one where she can actually sit and rest instead of trying to flap her wings and eat at the same time. So cute. Anywho, that is going to wrap up today's planting project. I am going to head in. Actually, I need to head to the store. I'm going to go get a stake to stake my Japanese maple in the back later this evening. I also need to get some BT spray to spray all of my leaves so that the worms aren't attacking my leaves. It's that time of year, y'all. Pest season, and yeah. Just a thing of gardening. But anywho, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. It really helps out my channel, y'all. It lets YouTube know that you like my content and to share it with others. So I appreciate you all. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will catch you in my next video. Peace.